Elena is designing a rectangular whiteboard with a 3:4 aspect ratio. The diagonal of the whiteboard measures 60 inches. What is the area of the whiteboard? Pause this video, have a go at that. All right, so when they say it's a 3:4 aspect ratio, that means that the ratio between the width and the height is 3:4. So for example, let's say that this is 3x, whatever x is, then this would be 4x. Now what we can do is use this information and the fact that it's a rectangular whiteboard, which means that this is a right angle. We can use this in the Pythagorean theorem to actually figure out what x is. And then once we know what x is, we can figure out what 3x is and 4x is and figure out the area of the whiteboard. So how do we use the Pythagorean theorem here? Well, the Pythagorean theorem says the sum of the squares of the two shorter sides is equal to the length of the hypotenuse squared. So this would be 4x squared plus 3x squared. The sum of the squares of the two shorter sides is equal to the square of the hypotenuse, or the length of the hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse is the longest side. It's the side that is opposite the right angle. And so let's see if we can figure out what x is. This 4x squared can be the same, or it is the same thing as 16x squared. And then 3x squared is the same thing as 9x squared. And this is equal to 60 times 60 is 3,600. And see, 16 of something plus 9 of something, and both of these are 16x squareds plus 9x squareds is 25x squareds is equal to 3,600. To solve for x squared, we could divide both sides by 25. Divide both sides by 25. And we are going to get x squared is equal to 3,600 over 25. Now I could figure out what 3,600 over 25 is. I think that'd be the same thing as 4 times 36. Or I could just take the square root of both sides, because we have a perfect square in the numerator and a perfect square in the denominator. So x is going to be equal to, you could say, if we didn't know this was a geometry problem, and if you knew that x had to be positive, you would say it's the plus or minus square root of the right. But we know it's got to be the positive square root, because we're not dealing with negative dimensions. So if we take the positive square root of 3,600 over 25, that's going to be equal to 60 over 5, which is equal to 12. But we are not done. They did not ask us for x. They asked us for the area of the whiteboard. So 3x over here is going to be equal to 3 times 12, which is equal to 36. And 4x is equal to 4 times 12, which is equal to 48. So the area is going to be the base times the height, which is 36 times 48. Or I could write 48 times 36. To do a little bit of math here, let's see. 8 times 6 is 48. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 4 is 28. Now I'm going to put the 0 because I'm multiplying by the tens place. 3 times 8 is 24. And then 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. And we get 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. Regroup that 1. 1 plus 2 plus 4 is 7. And then we have this 1 here. So what's the area of the whiteboard? 1,728 square inches. And we are done.